right now. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, so April 10th it went into retrograde. So this was, what's today? Like the 14th or some shit? 15th. Okay, so it's been in retrograde for 5 days. So just like kind of self-reflect over what you've been experiencing the last 5 days. I know for me, it's definitely been not easy, I should say. I'm balanced, but around me there's a lot happening. Just in general, and I'm really just keying into what the universe wants to tell me. Hold on, I'm gonna shut this off. That was just Brittany telling me she's not gonna make it tonight. Okay, so Jupiter represents our abundance and the planet of expansion. So how we're going to expand our mind, expand our experience on this earth right now, and how we're really going to expand our heart, and how do we really live with our heart. So Jupiter's going to challenge this for us. And anything that is meant to be shifted right now is going to come up from like a past experience in some way. So it's a time for us to go back over and look over the messages Jupiter has brought our way, and look over the past to make sure we haven't forgotten any gifts that Jupiter has been offering us. So surrender your expectations and open yourself up to the possibilities. Release your ego from blocking the way. So for some reason, sometimes we feel like we need to hold on and be like, okay, I'm going to take control. I'm going to take the reins, and I'm just going to like go. But what happens is the universe is asking us to surrender that and really just allow our energy to flow, and like not hold on to anything, and really allow ourselves to be guided, and really connecting with our heart and where our guide is. So if we're not connected with our heart, and we still have our ego here, and we're still got our mind, which is like showing up as anxiety, which shows up as negative emotions sometimes, and it shows up as, just like old conditioning, old ways of thinking, old ways of habits and actions, things like that. So the universe is really going to take that and illuminate it, and surrender to that without trying to control it so much. So do some digging to look over past events from a new mindset. So I'll give you an example of what happened to me today, which is so random and I wasn't expecting this. So a past relationship of mine that was like really hard for me. And at that time, I took everything personally. Anything I was experiencing was like heartache. It was like the worst heartbreak I've ever had in my life. So that came into my life today, randomly, so freaking randomly. And there was actually a very healing conversation that happened between the two of us. And it was nothing more than just having a line of healed communication, understanding, the same page, just like cool as hell, like forgiveness completely. And it's weird because I handled the conversation much differently than I would have in the past. And when that came up, I was like, okay, this was meant to happen today from a past experience, and really bring that next level. And it was really weird because after that conversation happened, after I allowed myself to be vulnerable and really share my feelings, which I've never been able to do before. So these are the key things that are new ways of thinking, new ways of being, that I allowed myself to be from something that was from my past. So after I did that, I saw rainbows in my room. Like it was like in my living room. It was like all of a sudden I started becoming aware of the rainbows that were shining from the crystal in my window. And there was like 5 of them in the space. And rainbows are very positive sign, like completely positive. So it made a lot of sense that it was connected with that. And then also I felt like I created space just by doing that, creating that healing, because then Kate, you reached out to me and you said Amanda wants to be part of the group, and I feel like that created space for more energy in our group, like whether it's coming from me or like you guys, like by us doing our own releasing, we're creating new energy to bring into the group as well. So I really feel like that was connected with that. And this is definitely because of Jupiter being in retrograde. So aim to see some positive light from the darker experiences we may have been through. Seek that silver lining. So for me, I was able to see it as that was my mirror at the time for me to heal. And like I literally said, you know, he randomly said to me, he goes, I do think about you sometimes, which I fucking knew, because number one, he will cross my mind randomly, or I'll have dreams of him. So I knew that was happening, because that's how we telepathically connect. And I was like, well, thank you. And he was saying my posts are very inspiring, blah, blah, blah. He was just being like very chill about it. And I was like, well, thank you for telling me that, because I was like, you were a big part of my life, and I'm actually grateful that you were in my life, because it allowed me to figure out things about myself that took me here, and you know, to bring me to the person I want to be. So, and I'm really happy that we're able to just like be cool with each other and like communicate like this. And you know, because in the past we'd both take things personally, and it was like crazy, because he like responded basically like 100% like right back at you. And that was a huge change for me, because in the past I took so many things so personally, and I allowed myself to just be vulnerable in that moment. I would have never shared that with him, because I would have been like, well, you treated me like shit, and like you didn't make me a priority. But really it was me not making myself a priority. So that's where the mirror was. So these things are going to come back up into your life, and when they do, if you're still feeling that place of hurt, just know that that is you needing to do some healing and reflection over that, and just using yourself as that mirror of every situation. So like, Marguerite, if you don't mind me sharing, but like you were saying something earlier about like you weren't feeling love, like just in general, you know, and for you, I said, well, bring it back to you. Do you feel like it's because you're not loving yourself enough? And this is like how we continue to bring ourselves back to ourselves. So like, Kate, I don't know what you were angry about today, but try to, whatever it is that is like coming up as a trigger for you, bring it back to you and see where, you know, that's stemming from, really going to the root cause of that. And that's going to help you move through that. And then anything that is making you angry now won't make you angry again as you continue to heal through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's just like everything, just like everything today made me mad. It like set me off. Like everything the kids did, like mostly Savannah, but just everything. I was just so angry all day.
Okay. So that was an emotion that needed to come up. So that anger is creating space. So after you get out of the emotions, this one's going to be more helpful. After you get out of the emotions, then self-reflect over it, and kind of basically what it does is it allows you to observe it from outside of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying to, like, right now while you're angry, just be aware of your anger. And like tomorrow or like the following day, when you feel like you want to reflect over what you're experiencing, like when you get kind of far enough from that emotion, it's going to help you process it a little better. So I'm going to tell you right now, Jade triggers me like hell. And like recently she she's just been so clingy to me, and I'm not good with that. I can't, sometimes I need my own space, and I'm trying to communicate that with her without her taking offense to it or feeling like I don't want her around me. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, is my a communication with her that works best for her. But like in the moment when it's happening, I just don't I like, it's just, I'm like in that emotion, but I always need to take a step back and really understand why I'm feeling that way. So today that was happening more. So I feel like I need to self-reflect over that. Not quite yet, but when it stops happening a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, because when you're in the moment and you're feeling it, it's really hard to self-reflect over that sometimes. But just having the awareness is really super helpful.
This just happens to me like a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Right.
I just feel crazy.
Yeah. And it's showing you that something needs to change. But remember that change is coming, needs to come from within you. So it's not necessarily what she's doing or like doing action wise or like externally. Like, figure out within you how you could shift that so it's not triggering you as much, whatever it is. Just try to reflect on that, what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying,
Okay.
just try to
And I
reflect.
have another thing to add. Well,
Okay.
I guess more or less a question. So going back to like your ex-boyfriend thing, I
Yeah.
have one that like fucking haunts me.
Okay.
dreams constantly, but it's been this way because I dated him in like 10th grade. Then
Okay.
we broke up for like a little bit of time. And then we lived together in college. And then we broke up. It wasn't really on it was on okay terms, but at the same time it was a shit show of a relationship. And he haunts me all the time. And
Okay.
I like don't know.
So mine was a shit show of a relationship too. It was the same thing. Shit show for this is the one that Lauren and I experienced together. And I'm in a completely different frequency than she is in it right now. But she's getting there too. But basically, I think it's haunting you because it's trying to show you that there's healing that still needs to be done around it, but just so it's basically keeping you aware of when it does come to you. Because this has been like seriously like the only thing, same with me, like it just continues to show up. And it's weird because he's the only one that continues to show up occasionally, like not in like a negative way, but just like still like a connection wise, I guess I should say. And it's not even like we're talking nothing. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it, but usually that person is still because there needs to be healing done around it, whether that means having a healing conversation with him or just healing for you to like go back over that relationship and those feelings. And if you're still having not necessarily like negative feelings about him, but just like the things you experienced, was there a lot of hurt with it? Was there a lot,
But it was my fault.
It was what?
It was my fault. Like,
Okay.
I know 100% that like everything that happened was because of me. And I was like, they were telling me I was bipolar at one point. So I was taking medication and then I wasn't taking it. And then I was drinking a lot because he drank a lot.
Okay.
So that there was a lot of factors that went into it, but it was mostly my actions that just like really.
Okay. And do you feel guilty around that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where you need to hear that guilt and you need to bring forgiveness to yourself.
Okay.
Okay. And what's going to happen is, and this is what showed up for me. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily going to happen this way for you, but for me, I brought forgiveness to that relationship and myself and to him completely. And that's when I felt like the connection was able to be drawn and really bring that forgiveness together and like really just heal that. Because when we don't bring complete forgiveness to these situations, and I'm noticing, and not only his relationship, I had another ex reach out that was like a very short relationship, but there was a lot of healing brought to that. And he actually stated that. He's like, it's so interesting because with another ex-girlfriend, like I'm not able to just like have like a cool conversation. And I really think it's because there's still hurt related to it. So it's like kind of like I see it as like a choppy light that doesn't bring the complete understanding to it itself. So just do that, because that's going to help you release anything you're holding on to, like that guilt that's being held within here. And that's probably why it's continuing to show up, because the universe is trying to get your awareness around it. To like really
it's been years that it's just been like this. Years.
Okay. So you felt guilty for a really long time around this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've been married for like 6 years. So it's like, it's been a long time.
And let me tell you, what's going to happen is when you release that guilt, and anything else that's associated with it, you're going to create more space for love for your relationship now.
All right.
So even, and it might not even like seem like you need more love in any way. I don't know. But what I'm saying is we're always open to have capacity to love more and bring in more and receive more. So that's all it's going to do. And it's going to make your relationship take it to another level that maybe you're not necessarily looking for, but it just does it on its own kind of thing.
Okay.
So I would definitely use this as that time. This is actually perfect timing too, because this Friday is Libra full moon, and Libra is all about your relationships and balance within yourself. So it's going to start to show up in all relationships, whether it's the one with ourselves. And this is what I keep talking about. We have these relationships that are internal, that are connected with different things, like like our relationships with other people, but not a specific person. But now this Libra full moon is showing up to specific things that are external. So that's what I was like trying to speak to the first full moon, because the first full moon was around our own inner healing with relationships in general, or like, you know, money in general, or career in general, kind of thing, around ourselves and that. But then this Libra full moon coming up on Friday is basically going to put it to specific situations that are external for us. So like how my ex showed up today, like that was to bring healing to that relationship. So you're going to start to notice it in every area of your life, and it's going to just come up kind of unexpected. And that's really flowing with that energy and knowing that that's an opportunity to use that as a healing, and really use your tools that you're learning right now. So whether that's, you know, the way you treat yourself. So now, like, okay, so let me talk a little bit more about this. So Jupiter is going to guide us to the positive when we revisit painful events from our past. So Jupiter is actually going to make this easier for us, because it's going to actually show us that positive, and it's going to allow us to like see it a little better, especially as we've been opening our third eyes and activating them. So it's not going to be difficult to do that when it shows up. It's going to make it much easier. So it's going to illuminate where we have also been like lacking or lazy, and will encourage you to take action. So until August. So you're going to start to know, I'm noticing it already. And I like shared it in my post today, kind of, with my family picture. Like, I was not feeling motivated to like do anything but flow, and I wasn't judging it. I was just being aware that that was it. And I wasn't like trying to be lazy, but my body was feeling a certain way. And now I feel like my body is like asking me for inspired action. So I'm really paying attention to that and allowing myself to bring that to me and opening myself up to it. So it says, don't allow yourself to get stuck. So we can consciously get creative and inspired again. Address the areas where you can step up and take charge. Lightness in each forward step. So don't necessarily, like for me, I've been aware of this. This has been illuminated for me probably for, you know, this past week. And I haven't necessarily taken those action steps quite yet, because I haven't felt guided to, but I've just brought intentions. So now I'm setting these intentions where they need to shift and allowing the universe to bring it to me, and just taking those actions as it comes to me. So lightness, not trying to like push forward and really hustle. Like that's not the energy we're trying to create right now. So changing up your routine and doing what feels good, switching up the monotony. And that's exactly why I said this morning, I am just opening myself up to like seeing where I can make these changes and the right path to take. So that's why I asked, you know, a different forum for this group, but it seems like Facebook is working, and it's just an easier thing to just go to, without trying to necessarily switch that up either. But I can switch things up in the group that's already created. So that's just an example of switching up routine. For me, I'm going to switch up my routine and hopefully get up earlier. This is my intention. But I'm going to do workouts in a different way. I'm just trying to switch it up in like small ways, just small ways. This was a great quote, like connected to Jupiter retrograde that I read. There's a heaven on earth that so few ever find, through the maps in your soul and the roads in your mind. So this is the maps in your soul, which is your heart chakra, really connecting with your heart and feeling and allowing it to guide you and allowing that to be your true north. And then the roads in our mind, our mindset, and our third eye. So really like when I make decisions now, I literally just like become aware of this, and I just allow myself to tune into that. And this is part of your reconditioning. So we're so used to using our mind, and we're so used to feeling into that anxiety and like that fear. Now we got to switch it to like tune into, make that louder here, and make the visuals louder. And that's where the reconditioning and taking ourselves from the programming that we're used to. Okay, so Virgo. So that was Jupiter. There was something else I want to say. I'll think about it in a second. So Virgo, we're in Virgo moon the next 2 days. I think it shifted today. And basically Virgo is challenging us to really change up our old ways of thinking and doing. So really what's going to happen is it's going to illuminate how you speak to yourself, and really changing that up and taking those steps into really speaking to yourself with more love. It's going to change up just like maybe tidying up your house and like illuminating those things that need new space, that have stuck energy, even like in your mind, like what are you thinking about that doesn't need to be thought about anymore. And just creating that new space, so it's bringing that energy. So the anger, like for you, Kate, like that's ready to just be done and gone with. So just bringing your mind, seeing that needs to be needs to create new space. So just being aware of it and not necessarily knowing the next step, but just having that illuminated and knowing that it needs to change. That's the first step. And then allowing yourself to be open to bring you the solution and the clarity. Like we can be confused around things right now. That's okay. But just know that when the confusion is there, that brings clarity as well. And know that whether that clarity is coming from within you or from people around you that you feel guided to listen to, or, you know, like even like a book, I don't really care, but what's going to happen is that's how we gain the clarity. It shows up and we feel intuitively guided to go in that direction. So just keep yourself open to that. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else I was going to say. I'm a little, I feel like it, in my mind a little bit right now. So I need to just like chill out. Okay. All right. All right, so I'm going to channel this one again tonight. If you guys have any questions afterwards, please let me know. And then I'll do cards afterwards. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. So Friday, it always comes up. This is when like I question myself. Like I forget something and I'm like, wait, but I forgot it. But then I'm like, okay, well, universe always brings it to me at the right time I'm supposed to say something. I'm second guessing myself, which is so, you know, this is old ways of thinking that are coming up, I guess, like left. Okay, so we have Libra full moon on Friday. So being aware that that energy is going to start to come in within this week. And that's going to be around our relationships, our relationship with ourselves, and balance within ourselves, because Libra is all about bringing balance. So it really challenged us this last full moon to kind of tip the scales. And now with this Libra full moon coming back in, it's going to bring that balance back. And really even a new balance that we're meant to be connecting with. So with your relationships, like I said, it's going to start to show up externally. So the one with yourself, you're going to start to see how you're loving yourself, and really see those changes that you're trying to make, and what you know, and bringing that clearing that's happened, and start to see yourself doing those actions. And then same thing with relationships that show up. It's going to be more of an external healing now. So just start to be aware, because that energy is going to start to come up, and then we'll talk more about it on Friday. Okay. I'm going to put some music on, I think, and you guys can just relax. Okay. All right, relax and close your eyes. Relax your body. Take a deep breath and exhale deeply. Relax your jaw and continue the deep breathing in and out through your nose. Let your mind become aware of your feet. Visualize a red light flowing up through the bottom of your feet. Allow your feet to just fall where they naturally want to. Allow that red light to swirl around your feet. And let your mind become aware of your ankles. Let your ankles relax. And allow that red light to swirl up into your calves and shins. Let them fall where they naturally want to. And just let go. Now let your mind become aware of your knees. Visualize that red light swirling around the top of your knees, into the back of your knees, allowing those muscles to relax and just let go. Now visualize that red light swirling around your thighs and oozing into the back of your thighs and allowing them to just sink beneath you. Now visualize that red swirling light moving up into your hip joints. Visualize that light turning into orange and encasing around your entire torso. Let your hips relax. Let your buttocks relax. And just let go. Now visualize that orange swirling light moving into your abdominal area. Imagine a yellow ball of swirling light filling your abdominal area. Take a deep breath into that ball of yellow light and feel it expand. Now visualize that yellow light swirling up into your chest and turning into a green light, filling up your lungs and feeling the warmth with each breath you take as your lungs becomes filled with that green light. Now let your mind become aware of your hands. Imagine that light filling each finger, filling the palm of each hand. Allow the light to swirl up your wrists and your forearms. Let your elbows be filled with that warm, swirling light. Let your shoulder blades relax and sink down with ease. And just let go. Now visualize the light move up your spine. Visualize it going up each vertebrae and changing color as it does so. And feeling the space there. Now let your mind become aware of your throat. Swallow gently and feel your throat open. And as you do so, visualize a blue swirling light flowing into your throat and around your neck. Now let your mind become aware of your head and face. Let your cheeks relax. Let your ears relax. Let your eyebrows relax. Allow that space between your eyebrows to relax and visualize an indigo light swirling and expanding as you relax your face. Now let your mind become aware of the top of your head and visualize a purple light encasing your head and allowing it to relax and be at ease. And just let go. Now that you're completely relaxed, I ask you to visualize yourself laying in bed. It's early morning. You're feeling full of energy and ready to rise. It's one of those mornings where your intentions have been set and you're able to get your day going. As you get yourself up out of bed, visualize yourself and what you are doing. Are you getting dressed? Are you drinking water? Visualize yourself in that morning routine that you wish to bring into your daily life. As you do this, what does it feel like? Now take a moment to look at yourself in the mirror. As you do so, what do you see? How do you feel? What do you look like? Now take a moment to look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. You are beautiful. You are strong. And you are worthy. I trust you with every ounce of my being. And I will continue to move forward in confidence because I have worked so hard to get here. And I will continue to trust myself on my path. Feel into whether you need to hear any messages from yourself. What is it that you're trying to get across to yourself? Are you listening? After a moment, you bring yourself to walk into the kitchen. You feel ready to start your routine of nutrition for the day. As you set your intentions, you're ready to create your inspiration that you have thought up. You're able to start that new routine that your body needs in this moment. What do you see yourself doing? How does your body feel? Do you have a checklist? Do you have a food journal? What kind of foods are you eating? Are you taking any supplements? After a moment, you find yourself ready to get up and go outside. The day has begun. And you are ready. You take a step outside. What do you find yourself doing? The weather is finally warm. You're able to utilize nature in the way that you need to. Bring in more vitamin D and ground yourself to this earth. What do you find yourself doing at this moment? When you are ready, you bring yourself back into your house. It's time for you to get ready to start your day and commit to those obligations that you have planned for the day to bring you to your next step in your healing, in your journey, in your passion. You take the moment to journal how your intentions panned out for the morning. How did it make you feel? taking the time to self-reflect before you start your day, even just for a moment, whether that's writing an affirmation, a quote, or drawing, but taking those few extra minutes helps bring more mindfulness into your experiences day by day. Set the intention to check in with yourself morning and night, if not more. This is going to help you move into the next level of your healing. Check in with yourself. Say, hey, what's going on? What is going on in this moment right now? What am I feeling? What am I seeing? What am I experiencing? What do I need to write down for myself? What does myself need in this now moment? This is going to help us stay focused and balanced. This is going to help us into our journey with ease, always bringing it back to self and trusting that we have everything we need to bring us forward. And knowing that having faith in the unknown is going to allow us to connect with love and release fear. Now visualize the light around your entire body, creating a boundary before stepping out of your house. This will allow you to stay focused and balanced. Through the chaos of people, in need of healing, and still absorbing each other's energy by creating that boundary of light. You keep yourself grounded and only connecting with the energy that you see purposeful. You are protected, you are secure, you are safe, you are guided with a full team of support. Take a deep breath into this inner knowing and allow that breath to flow into your entire body, into your heart chakra, into your solar plexus, into your sacral chakra, and out through the root of your feet. Set the intention to listen to what you need in each moment, whether that's to speak your truth Speak lovingly to yourself. Changing a habit or mindfully moving. Listen with intention and purpose. We are a vessel to this earth. We are here to help her heal through us and around us. Awaken those around you and hold space for those living in fear. Encase them in love to allow them to trust themselves too. Accept negativity, accept positivity. All is one. Nothing is good and nothing is bad. All is one. Welcome all of it. Accept your darkness and accept your light. It is all purposeful. It is all you. And you are here to love all of it. To send light to everything you experience. Now take another deep breath. And on your exhale, visualize any energy that you do not want to reside with. And release. Visualize it coming out of your body and dissipating into the light. Now visualize roots coming up through your legs and hugging around your body. And as you do this, express gratitude to the universe and to the earth for keeping you protected and safe. You will always have everything you need, and you will receive everything you want. Allow yourself to be free. When you are ready, you can start to bring yourself back to conscious awareness, bringing these truths into your daily life, and allowing yourself to flow with the new energies we are meant to be receiving. Wiggle your toes, move your fingers, stretch if you want to. Allow yourself to continue to be relaxed, even though you are awake and alert. My goodness. When I channel like this, I get super lightheaded. It's like I'm up here. It's almost like I am levitating, but I'm not actually levitating, but that's how I feel. And like I said the other day, I start to see more energy around me, so more light. And I did notice, and I was thinking about this today when I mentioned the rainbow thing, I'm starting to see occasionally like rainbow light around, like just like kind of coming in and out. It's really weird. Not weird, it's cool. But I was never able to see that before. And it'll occasionally, and then it's like one of those things where like, did I just see that? That's what it does. So it's kind of cool. Just wanted to share. Okay. How was that meditation? Were you guys able to like really visualize yourself? Awesome. Cool. Okay, because this is the energy we're trying to bring in now, for ourselves as we move into the next season. So being aware of what you visualized, and like even if there were some blind spots, but like knowing that that's the place where you need to be inspired again for yourself. And checking in with yourself is so important. That's going to help you bring you back here. And I think that reconditioning ourselves to really checking in, is really important and can be the hardest thing to do. And I know Britt, I don't know if you're sleeping right now, but you're really good at journaling consistently, but not everyone is in that habit. We all have easier things for ourselves than others. So just knowing what for you really need to bring into your space right now. Does anybody have anything to share?
I didn't really connect with it, but I was just like extremely relaxed. Like I almost fell asleep.
Okay. So
So
you're
like
able to really go within.
I kind of just, at first I was like, okay, like with you, and then I don't know. All of a sudden I was just not there.
I feel like your body needed that.
Yeah.
You know, like to just like be. Like you were literally just being and allowing your body to just fucking relax. Like I
Yeah.
think you just really, really needed that, and your body, you didn't want to do anything. Nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're done with doing. I'm pretty sure that's what that experience was meant for.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because I know that's like one of the hardest things for you is not to do. So
Yeah.
you're it's good because you created this space to allow yourself to your body to just do that because it needed it. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you feel lightheaded at all? Or just like out of it at all? Like a little bit?
I just feel tired.
Okay, yeah.
Like I could go to bed now.
Yeah, like you completely relaxed your body, and you know, like because sometimes we carry tension and we don't even realize we're doing it, but it just happens throughout the day. So I think you've allowed your body to just be at ease and the tension just to be completely released. I really think that because like an anger holds tension too, so your body is probably exhausted from having all of that coming up, and just like it just is like, okay, thank you, I just need this break right now.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's actually really good, and that's probably going to help you moving forward, like tomorrow and things like that. So that's awesome. Chelsea, how anything for you? Or are you good? You're on mute.
I was really able to visualize without trying, like what I was doing in the morning. I was like meditating and praying, and I saw like a bowl of flowers, and it just like,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, like a sacred space. And then I could picture what I was wearing, like this white nightgown, and I was super skinny and not, toned.
Like feeling light, right? Was that
Yes.
like a lot like feeling light? Because I was feeling like that, just like
Yes, so light.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And then I pictured like drinking hot water with lemon, making myself a green smoothie, and having some hard-boiled eggs, and just in a cute outfit for the day, and like doing a business plan for that coffee shop or whatever. So it was really great for me, actually.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. That's interesting that you said the hot water with lemon, because I visualized like tea with lemon too, and I don't usually have that, and that was actually not something that I intentionally like made that purpose for. Like I felt like some things were coming up that I didn't even realize, kind of thing. Like
Yeah, same. I wasn't even trying, and it was just coming.
yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so like I feel like I want to like journal around this. Like, what did I see? Because I was honestly like, for me, I saw myself actually, my routine was in the morning, I get up, and instead of like in the past, like what I did in the morning was I worked out, right? And I didn't see myself doing that. I saw myself actually going outside to garden, and I would just like sit in the garden, and I would just like I was starting my gardening in the morning. I was like, okay, that's interesting that I'm doing this now. Like that's when I'm going to be working on it, is in the morning. So, and I mean, I didn't even like plan that yet, kind of thing. So I feel like a lot of things, and I felt light, just like light. So it wasn't like I was trying to be like super skinny or like fit, but I just felt light. And
Yeah.
I'm realizing that anything I'm eating that's not in my truth is just bringing a heaviness to me. But I feel like I needed to feel this heaviness so that I know what it feels like when I feel light. Because like my post today, what I was saying, like I just was going with the flow, like my body was just like doing its thing, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm just gonna release control around this because it's gonna stress me out because I'm wanting to make this change and it's not the time to do it. It's a time to just like relax and surrender into it, which is what I was doing. And I didn't gain a ton of weight back. I really didn't. But I did gain some weight back, and I'm being like, I'm okay with it and knowing that I didn't just give up. It's just like a break to experience something else right now. So yeah, that lightness was totally what I was feeling too.
I feel like I'm on the same page with food and movement as you are. Like I when I set the intentions, but it's still really difficult, especially because I just started working at a diner. So all day I'm around food and I just want to eat. But like I'm slowly starting to like gain control.
Yes, that's what's happening with me too. Completely. That's exactly. And it's like I'm taking those small steps already, like in small ways. Like for example, like I still kept my water for the most part, but now I'm like making it more intentional, and that's like the first step because I was already doing that, but now I'm like focusing on more intentional with it a little more. And I'm not like completely, but like start, like you're saying, like just having that awareness and kind of starting those actions. So that's awesome. Yay, we're gonna get there, girl. Don't worry. We will get there. Britt and Marguerite, are you guys sleeping or awake or have anything to share? Or I could do cards. Well, you just got on. Do you have anything to share though?
No.
Okay. Well,
Nothing to share. It's been a long day.
Yeah. Are you feeling emotional at all in any way? I'm just curious.
Well, I'm getting my period, so I'm just like tired.
You're tired. Okay, so
I was emotional this weekend actually because of everything going on with my dog, but
oh yeah, and it was Cancer Moon this weekend too. So yeah, how is your dog? Is he okay?
He's okay for now. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, totally. Okay. I'll pull a card and maybe it'll be around. Hopefully he'll send some healing. At least that you didn't have to put him down though. That's good. Oh, and by the way, talk about dogs. Sequoia is gonna have puppies in like a couple days, so we're having another.
Oh my god! Again?
Yep.
Didn't she just have puppies?
Yeah, but so what happens is, and this is like kind of how it happens and how Thomas has planned this. So most of the females go into heat around the same time. So Sequoia went into heat, and they only go into heat every 6 months. So he was taking the opportunity for Sequoia. So thank God, it was kind of good that we sold all the puppies because we're not like with 2 litters right now. This is just a new one coming in. And then it's crazy because we had a dog show this weekend and we sent Elsa, who is not in heat quite yet, but she's about to be bred too. So we're going to have 3 litters like now. And I'm just waiting for my goat to give birth. I'm like, when the heck is this coming? Are you pregnant? Because I need my milk. I just want a baby, even though they're so cute. But yeah, so Sequoia, and Sequoia is the one where the puppies died last time. So we're just hoping that this one is healthy. But we really want puppies with her because she's such a good dog. And last time was her fault. Well, actually, not her fault. It was our fault in not knowing that she wasn't like, but she ran off and she wasn't supposed to, and she doesn't usually do that, but she overworked herself is basically what happened. She's sleeping in the screen room. But I just wanted to share because I'm so excited. It's going to go smoothly. All right, I'm going to pull cards now. Marguerite or Britt, if you want to share anything, you can do so also.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. There you are.
So it's so funny because like you called me before and I was like, I like X'd out of the app. So I was like, oh shit. But before, like I legit fell asleep.
You
like,
did?
yeah. And I didn't even finish. And I mean, I guess that's just what I needed, but
Yeah.
it felt good.
Yeah, good. I think you needed to relax too today because just like,
Probably.
yeah, so your body was just like, okay, thank you. I'm going to relax now and just chill out. I'm curious how that's going to show up tomorrow and see if you're in a more relaxed state too. So hopefully. Okay, I'm going to pull cards now. Okay, so Chelsea, I'm going to pull you first. Oh, cool. I've never gotten this card. I actually like it, and it just reminds me of you, kind of. So it says movement, choices, and decisions.
Yeah, that reminds me of me too with all the doors.
Yeah, that's so funny. I don't know. That's literally what I picture. You just like, okay, which door should I?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, I gotta go with the red cards. Britt, this book drives me crazy. I love this deck, but it drives me crazy because it's all in different order.
Oh, this is the one I got you?
Yeah. I just like, so I have to go by like red cards or black cards or green cards. But I can't find it because it doesn't tell me. So, minor. Okay, well, this is red. I don't know what major and minor is.
Wait, who's this for, Chelsea?
Oh, I found it. Okay. Yeah, this is for Chelsea. Okay. This card indicates a time of movement. Significant changes and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle all the demands that are in front of you, whether they concern money, business decisions, or other projects. It's important to stay flexible and focused. You don't have to do it alone. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may present itself to you.
Hopefully.
The more time you take to make these vital decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move toward your goals in the physical material world. The changes that are emerging aren't some random acts or coincidences. They're all part of a larger positive scheme. Notice the connections with everything, as this will enable you to avoid future problems and conflicts. So just knowing that everything you're experiencing is all connected, and try to connect all of it, but like being mindful of how it's all connected. Okay. So when you make decisions, like that's where like you feel your way too. Like try to like feel into the best decision and without overthinking it. That's going to help you a lot. Okay. Do you have any questions around that?
I feel like sometimes when I think I feel things are right, it's just because it feels easiest, and I don't want to mistake like the easy way out with like what's right, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
But at the same time, like right now, this whole thing that I have visualized with the coffee shop and spiritual shop, bookshop, whatever, it like feels good. But I feel like the moment it gets hard or difficult, I'm like, oh, this means I'm not supposed to do it. Meanwhile, like, it's like things are going to be challenging.
Yeah. And also that's going back to trusting yourself, that this is where, if you feel your passion and your purpose around it, and trusting the process around it. So no matter what it looks like, releasing your agenda around it and be like, okay, well, I made this decision. It feels right. Even though it's getting hard, does not mean I'm taking the wrong path. It just means that I need to face an obstacle right now, and it's going to come out better than what it's been, basically. So for me, for my journey, like I felt purposeful going this route, right? But it wasn't always easy. And at times when it did get hard, at first, what I used to do was question myself. And that would be around my trust for myself and the universe, knowing that it's bringing to me. But now I know that any obstacle is really just bringing me closer to what I want. Okay. So basically don't give up when it starts to get hard, is what I'm saying. Okay. Like, so remind yourself of that. Like, bring movement, bring those changes. Don't like get either indecisive about it or, hesitant is a good word. Don't get hesitant about it. Just keep doing what feels right. And even if it's hard, get over those obstacles, because that's actually getting over the illusions of fear that we may have that we don't recognize, and actually bringing more confidence. It's going to bring more confidence to you. So just like understand that that's to bring you to your next best self, your next level.
Yeah, like yesterday I was like, speaking of Jupiter and like old mindsets, like work was really tough the other day and I didn't want to go to work today, like last night. And I'm just like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. It's really hard. So much work for only X amount of money. And I'm just starting to like want to run away again. But like I noticed that was like an old behavior. And like I kind of like prayed on it. And then I went to work today and had a great day. And I was like, oh, I could do this. Like I could pick up more shifts, and I could feel like that was me shifting my mindset.
Getting past your illusion of fear. That's what that was. And as a human, we tend to run away from things that we, second guess. We tend to try to run away from it when really the universe is bringing it to us as an opportunity to heal, to actually move past those illusions and be like, okay, I got this. I got over that, and it was actually much easier than it was like coming up for me, So that's awesome. I love that. That's a great example. Totally great example. Now you're starting to follow through more and trust, because each time, and opportunities are going to keep coming up for you. So whether you try to run away or not, another opportunity is going to come, and you're going to continue to go through the same cycle until you heal through it. So like this is your opportunity to do that. So like you said, like you recognized, you self-reflected, and by like praying, that helps you self-reflect over that. And you, like you said, that was an old way of being, and now you're going to get past that and start to trust more. Because it's having faith in the unknown. Continue to have faith. Trust it. And sometimes we lose that. I lose it too occasionally. And when I start to like question like what is going on right now, like when I do that, I'm like, and then it's like a light, and I'm like, okay, I'm losing faith in what's about to happen, and I'm right here right now, and the universe is asking me to just trust. So now I'm gonna just trust, and I don't know what the hell it's gonna look like on the other side, but I just feel like this is where I need to be right now.
I bought this Oracle card deck, and this one card, I think it was called Acceptance, but like the artwork was this mermaid like with the wave crashing over her, but she's like free and like letting it happen. And like that visualization is like every time I walk into the restaurant, like that's me. I'm just gonna let this for me, and it's been helping.
And remember, like being at, working at a restaurant, that puts you in a space to open you up to opportunities. That's what it does. Like whether you're doing whatever task you're doing doesn't necessarily matter. Remember, like you're putting yourself in a space to almost network and make connections too. So open your eyes to actually why you're there and how it could help you for what you want to be doing. Even getting the experience of working at a restaurant helps you with a bookshop, because now you're learning. I don't know if you've ever been in this before, but like whatever, it's going to bring you like these experiences to help bring into that ultimate experience you're looking for. And this is trusting in the process.
Yeah.
So like you can't just like all of a sudden run a bookshop. Like it's not going to happen that way. So what the universe is going to do is say, okay, well, this is what you want. You're telling me you want this. You really visualize this. It feels right. So I'm going to bring you to that next step that's here first. That's going to help you in the long run with that.
Sounds good.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. All right, my turn. Oh, I got truth. Speaking truth like it's like my job today. I've been speaking a lot of truth the past to just people in general. It's nuts. Okay. The qualities of this card illustrate spiritual awakening, clarity, and the revelation of truth and cosmic consciousness. At times, it takes a wake-up call to get your attention and show how far you need to go. This card comes forth to do just that. Evaluation of the past, along with the lessons that you've learned or still need to understand, must now be a top priority. Doing so will enable you to forgive, accept, and heal so that you can move forward in a balanced spiritual mindset. The Truth card reminds you that a significant change must be made in a certain area of your life. So this is definitely around movement and nutrition for sure. But don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time. For any choices or alterations must be weighed and evaluated with the most careful and wisest judgments. Whatever steps you take now will have far-reaching consequences, more than you'll ever know. Using the powers of the universe and blending them with a little help from the physical world will assist you in bringing about clarity and a shift of awareness. What was not once not obvious will now be realized and understood. Be honest with yourself and trust what you know to be true. So that's connected with the traditional tarot of judgment. I like that card a lot. Okay. Kate, your turn. Destiny. You got destiny card. So 10, let's see. Good luck and fortune are now in your favor. A cycle of change, success, and growth is imminent. Life ebbs and flows in the natural journey, and the Destiny card signifies that good karma has come full circle. Lady Luck is pointing directly at you. What you sowed, you're about to reap. Open up your heart and accept and receive what you earned. Opportunities, whether expected or unexpected, are knocking at your door. This is a time to allow your problems to be replaced with solutions. Believe in destiny as you learn to let go of old issues. You're being given the chance to understand the lessons and gain the wisdom from the past, enabling you to steadily move forward in a positive direction. Completely connected with Jupiter retrograde. Completely. Holding on to a strong belief that you deserve to be happy and prosperous and have abundance in all areas of your life is the key. This confident mindset will show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. With this card, take advantage of all opportunities. Act now, take responsibility for your actions, and enjoy the fact that destiny is presently in your favor. Don't always rely on luck. However, for the wheel, most definitely will turn again. And that's the traditional Wheel of Fortune card. That's probably why she's like in a circle. I like that because that's definitely connected with the energy we're connecting with until August.
All right.
Any old issues, just be aware of them and try to kind of shift it into a positive new mindset to like release that and like old ways of thinking. Like just try to shift it into a more, like it said, solutions rather than problems. However that shows up for you. Okay, Britt. You got spiritual strength. So
Is this me or the other Brit?
you. I'm guessing Britt fell asleep.
Oh.
Falling asleep on these. I put everyone to sleep over here. I'm gonna have to change my voice. Maybe I'll do like a okay. Green border. Here. Okay, this card is coming forth to give you encouragement and remind you that you have the inner strength to complete whatever you've been working on. This final spirit card represents courage, discipline, stability, and persistence. You may be tired or weary from the struggle, but now is not the time to give in. Instead, tap into all of your inner reserves for that one final push to achieve the desired outcome. You've been through so much to get to this point, and even though you may have acquired some scars from the battle, you're wiser and stronger for it. The enlightenment you've gained will be an invaluable resource. You may also notice that you're experimenting with different things in your life at this time. All of these experiences feed your spirit and offer you your knowledge for the future. Yeah, I feel like that's good, especially since you started a new job too.
Exactly.
You can do it. Basically what it's saying. You got this. All right, Marguerite. Oh, this is so sweet. You got foundations and achievement. I love that card. That's one of my favorite cards. Okay, let's see. 4. This card confirms that what you've been building is now firmly established with a strong and solid foundation. You deserve this, and it's time for you to harvest the rewards for your efforts. What you sowed, you now can reap. Be open to receive as you worked hard and given so much. Allow the universe to give a little back to you. For there has to be an even exchange of giving and receiving in order to prime the pump of gratitude and reinforce the law of attraction. Using the more traditional meaning in tarot, this card represents a period for celebration, peace, and prosperity. It may also imply a marriage or the buying of land or a new home. As you enjoy this time of relaxation that you so deserve, know that nothing remains stagnant and the winds of change are always at your door. I love how it's like, well, this is a great period, but just wait. Changes. That's a good card, though. So I feel like, you know, just like relaxing into like knowing you're worthy and deserve all that you desire. You know what I mean? And we've talked about this before. So just relaxing into that because we all deserve that. And when we can relax into that, actually what happens is we open ourselves to receive easier, and then the flow of receiving is not so blocked because we see all of the blessings that are trying to come our way. Because we kind of, that's where our ego gets in our way. But if we open ourselves up to it and say, okay, I'm just going to let that go and allow myself to just like receive because I do deserve this. Then you start to see even the smaller blessings that are there. So smaller and big ones, and it flows in much easier without as much suffering, I guess I should say. Did you like that card? Good?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, does anybody have anything else to say? You guys good? Everyone's good. Okay, great. All right, time for bed for everyone. So we're going to go to sleep. All right, love you girls. Oh, Friday, yes. I'm going to keep reminding you. Friday is meditation for full moon. If you can't make it, that's okay. I'm going to record it, but we're doing it with the full moon, so I'll be here. Are you talking? Because I can't hear you.
Does that mean no Sunday?
I don't, I could do, well, let's see, Friday. I just feel like.
Sunday's Easter.
Oh, Sunday is Easter.
Okay.
Not that 9:30 matters, but it might be easier. But I feel like if we do Friday, then we should probably do Wednesday. Just so, because I mean, that's a lot for me too. And then I have the meditation at the shop too that night. So we'll see. Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday. We'll do that again. All right. Okay. Good night, girls. Love you.